I know this is going to be controversial, and I'm not trying to start a fight in the comments here, but I do want to talk about the pre-tribulation rapture, or just the rapture in general, and point out something that I believe the Bible's showing as a depiction of the rapture just occurring in real time in the Bible. And here's what we're going to take a look at. Now, this is being taken from Revelation. This is John in heaven. This is chapter 7, okay? I'm going to pick it up right here. This is after the 144,000 are sealed. Now it says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes, and palms in their hands. And they're crying out and saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and to the Lamb." Now I'm going to skip down here to one of the elders. I find this very interesting. One of the elders who's in heaven, who obviously knows, is asking John, and he says, "What are these which are arrayed in white robes? And where did they come from?" He's asking John, who are these people in white robes and where did they come from? Meaning they suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Now he knows the answer because John says, "Sir, you know who they are." And his response, "These are they which came out of the great tribulation. They have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb." Okay, very interesting here. So there's only two possibilities. Either they're coming out of the great tribulation as it started, in the pre-tribulation, or they're mid-tribulation, the saints. But here's my issue with that. If they're not the pre-tribulation raptured, the church, the ecclesia, the body of Christ, then they're mid-tribulation, and they all just happen to appear at the same time, because it's very clear that this is like shocking to them. They're, he's like, whoa, where did all these people come from? They're not all being beheaded at the same time here. So it makes me think that it has to be a sudden event that happens right at the beginning. Now, after this chapter, the body of Christ, the ecclesia, the church, is not mentioned again in the book of Revelation. There's no more church. It just focuses on Israel. So I think that's very telling. But I would like to know what other people feel of this, because I have seen different opinions on this. But for me, that seems to be the case. They're coming out of the Great Tribulation right as it begins, because they're all shown up there at once, and it's kind of clear that they're surprised by, oh my gosh, there's this great multitude that no one can count, and they're from all tongues, all nations. I'm not getting into all the other scriptures right now that seem to indicate a pre-tribulation rapture, and it's not a make-or-break salvation thing, and, if it's not true and we're here through the tribulation, well, then we got to deal with it. That's the cards that we're being dealt here. But Luke 21:36. This also, I think, is very telling of hoping for something to get us out of here before the tribulation begins and before the world is judged. So it says, "Be always on watch and pray that you may be able to escape all that is about to happen, and that you may be able to stand before the Son of Man." So it's telling you, look up,